you're never, ever ready. Are you ever going to feel like you're good enough that you're just going to go out and kill it on stage? No, you have to go out and take the risk no matter what you do. And the electric guitar is the perfect instrument to do that.
Hi, I'm Jamie Hernandez, and this is the Ins and Outs with Mackie, a show about awesome gear and awesome people. We'll be bringing you musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes the occasional Mackoid. If you're new to the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite platform to get all the latest Mackie updates as soon as they're out. So our guest today is a pioneer of power metal and is widely known for his Grammy-nominated group, Dragonforce, which blends fantasy themes with retro gaming-inspired sounds. Recently, he's begun taking over the internet by streaming his shredding solos on Twitch, and he's been described by his fans as the most humble, legendary guitarist in the world. We're so excited to have him here today. Welcome to the show, Herman Li.
Thank you.
How you doing, Herman?
That's a very epic introduction. One of the best I've ever heard. Thank you. That's very nice of you.
Thank you. Wow. Well, that makes me feel great. So we work hard on these, and we want to make sure that we're serving you well. So it's a pleasure to have you on here. Let's get started. Can you kick us off by telling us a little bit about how this all got started?
Just a long story short, I started the band Dragonforce in 1999, and I started playing guitar when I was 16, just as a hobby, and just trying to do my best. And here I am, from just playing in a band to doing pretty much a lot of things. I'm getting involved in so many parts, from managing the band, and of course doing the YouTube. They kind of call me a YouTuber now, which is kind of crazy. And of course my Twitch channel, which I started about 2.5 years ago, and it's been going great. It's been a lot of fun to mix all the worlds together, from the YouTube world, the Twitch world, and the professional, traditional music world all in one.
Absolutely. So let's start a little bit before then, though. You started at 16. How did that path even get started? I mean, who were you listening to? What inspired you to get into gaming sounds?
So before I started playing the guitar, I was really playing a lot of video games. And my parents hated video games. They thought, playing the guitar is a great way for him to stop playing video games. And I just end up combining both things together. I loved the rock guitar players. What I grew up listening to was Steve Vai, Eddie Van Halen, Joe Satriani, all the greatest guitar players, Hendrix. So they made a lot of weird noises with the guitar. They really made the guitar sing in a odd way that was wonderful. So for me, that inspired me to not just play the guitar simply by the notes, but also making noises to combine with the kind of music we do.
That's awesome. So Dragonforce is considered power metal. Where does this come from? How do you make it work?
They call it power metal because this genre of music kind of came from bands like Halloween, which is from Germany. So it was a lot of European influence in there. We call it extreme power metal because we mix absolutely everything. European style, American style, any kind of style of rock music, heavy metal into one. We say extreme because you got to have a word that you can say, I'm unique. So we call it extreme power metal. We play faster, more solos, more over the top on stage. I don't know. Yeah.
So playing this type of music, I mean, it must take a lot of practice. Is this something that you grew up and really worked hard at, or did it come naturally to you?
I would love to say that I was a cool kid and I went out partying and I just got my guitar and everyone was impressed with it at the party, but absolutely not. I sat in my bedroom and practiced for 8-9 hours a day for years to get to a certain level. And then I got to party, but by then I was touring the world. So I got to do my partying afterwards.
Well, now you're really enjoying your time now, right? It's pretty much paid off now, I bet.
Yeah. So we got to be cool, from nerdy kids, practicing guitar at home, to kind of, semi-cool, I guess, playing in a band.
Definitely. So one thing I learned about you in a few of your interviews is When you talk about performing, a lot of people get discouraged going into a genre like yours, and they practice for hours and hours on end. And sometimes they don't even go out and pursue things because they feel like they can't hit all the notes. And you seem to have a different approach to that. You want to expand more about that?
Yeah, I think that approach stays the same, but it kind of changed throughout the years. I think in guitar playing, or even just generally in music and content creation now, is you're never ever ready. Means, you're always ready, but you're not ready. You have to go out and take the risk no matter what you do. In terms of guitar playing, are you ever going to feel like you're good enough that you're just going to go out and kill it on stage? No, because the more you learn, the more knowledge you absorb, and the more you think you don't know. So I say, no matter what level you're playing it, you're playing, or any of your artists, you got to go out and perform and do your best. So playing wrong notes is taking risks, and when you take that risk, high risk, you get more reward. And that's how I see in terms of live streaming, doing YouTube stuff, and playing in a band and writing music. So, and playing wrong, sometimes it sounds okay. And it creates your character and your sound. So just go out and take the risk. The rules are there to be broken, and the electric guitar is the perfect instrument to do that.
Definitely. And you do a great job doing that. Speaking of which, you do a great job making your guitar do all sorts of sounds. You recently partnered up with motion graphics studio Kingdom of Something to create some really amazing 30-second music videos for the Art of Duo competition. You want to talk a little bit more about that?
Yes. So I was, put against T-Pain to make some awesome animated animation mixed with music. So I really wanted to bring the animation out, and because it was very retro 8-bit, 16-bit video games kind of animation. So I create all these video game sounding effects just using the guitar. Really, there's no special effects on it. There's not even like a pedal apart from some digital delay and some gain.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so and just kind of a fun thing. Instead of how I look at it is my old, the old influences of those old video games for me, how they were able to use very little sounds on the 8-bit domain, the chip sound, to make a video game sound effect. So I wanted to keep it very simple, have the least amounts of tools as possible. So just the electric guitar and an amp, and make something that people go, wow, I can feel the music even more with the effects under it.
That's amazing. And for our listeners, to explain what we're talking about, these sounds include like a motorcycle engine revving up. He does like crashing sound effects. And to think that that's all being done by just a guitar, it's absolutely incredible. So you've used a lot of those sounds in Dragonforce albums, but there was never really a visual component to it. Were there new challenges that you faced, or did this inspire you to write more easily?
With the animation, with the visual part, it's actually easier, because when we made the album, people didn't understand what was the context of it. We did, because we wrote it, so it was actually even easier for them to recognize instantly. Before, they were thinking, "What is that? What are they trying to do?" Oh, that is the Pac-Man eating a ghost. Is that in a song singing about fire and dragon and battle? Yeah, you can put it together.
That's awesome. So lately, you've been developing quite the buzz in the Twitch community, where you've produced some really amazing content. You've been collaborating quite a bit. It seems like it was such a natural next step for you to bring your music to a platform that was created for the purpose of gaming. How long have you been streaming now?
So I started streaming more than 2.5 years ago. And at the beginning, if I look back at my first stream, it's like, wow, it's pretty bare bones. Now I'm surrounded by like 10 cameras in the house, and
Yeah.
100 guitars. And it's a learning process. It's like you have to learn to be a content creator and learn to stream, how to interact and understand the technology, the sound. You are a one-man studio, and you gotta have the good understanding of how the technology works. And it's been really good. And I know that we have so many friends, and I have so many friends that play the guitar and play music, but sometimes it's always hard to create something, because on an album, there's like, contracts is the record label. When it comes to live streaming, it's just like, here's my friend coming to hang out. We're going to play some guitars together. it made it much easier, and it's like a fun thing. It's not, you can throw all the business out the window, the music business, and just hang out.
Feel the engines fire, feel the thunder rise. Now touch the path of glory, power to the turbo drive.
So it's been great. I got to play with some of my favorite guitar players when I was young, like as guitar heroes of mine. I got hang out with amazing friends that I only ever, talk about guitar, but never got the chance to play with before. Yeah.
Wow, what an experience that's been. So going into the video gaming aspect of it, what do you like about video gaming, and what has the community of fans been for something that seems so niche?
I think there's definitely a scene in the games world. Multiple of them, but everyone's very is very chill. They understand. I think generally, mostly the community of the gamers that are on my channel, definitely they understand. They're very accepting to each other, and we share the same hobby. I'm into games, they're into games, we're in the same kind of music. I think I really like the vibe of it. I've been a lifetime gamer. My first game console is Atari 2600, so we're going way back. So it's good to be able to share my passion on Twitch with fans out there that go, "Oh wow, Herman is actually a normal person. He's just not some guy who only sit in a temple practicing the guitar."
That's so awesome, and I'm sure your fans love to connect with you like directly. Even right now, talking to you, I'm taken back that we get to do this. So it's, if anything, it's been a gift to be able to do this. So, what do you think the future of music streaming looks like, Herman? Are we still in the early days of this new era?
Yes, streaming music, live streaming is definitely a new thing, and it's very young. There's so many issues and technology, and the bar of entry is pretty high, I would say, because there isn't, there's not many gear created just for that. But now we're starting to see that in the market, which is great, because as a musician, and you always hear it, you want to just concentrate on the music, and you want to spend a minimum of time messing out with stuff. So getting the right gear to start. Now we're getting more of it. It's just much easier. I think the challenges are musicians accepting this kind of platform, which is you're playing live. YouTube is you can spend your time editing videos, recut, re-edit, and the live experience is something that people kind of forgot. I think with video on demand for a while. They think, wow, oh my God, video on demand sounds great. It's awesome. But, going to see a band, sometimes you forgot the energy on that. And there's a different kind of energy when it comes to live streaming too that I enjoy. I think the fans enjoy that you can't see when you go to see a Dragonforce show. So I think, the more people do it, the more we can learn from each other, and we all get to improve what we're doing in terms of the content creation.
Would you say that playing outside of that perfect environment, the Dragonforce perfect stage, has that made you a better artist?
It's interesting about the perfect environment. I would say the perfect environment is the YouTube environment when it comes to making like a video, because you can just retake, recut, edit. You can stay on it for a long time. Playing on stage is probably the worst environment. Is the ultimate. Wow, there's people shouting around. Maybe you can't hear yourself. Maybe today the stage vibrate differently. The sound isn't perfect. So stage with all the lights flashing, that's the most difficult environment to be playing music in. However, live streaming is a complete different environment, which you need to learn to interact with people in front. So I would say the new musician need to learn the YouTube environment, how you can edit and make great videos. Playing on stage is important when that comes back, and the live streaming aspect, which I had to learn. And now I can read the chat, talk to fans while I'm playing a song. I couldn't do that before. It's impossible.
While petting your dog with your foot.
Yeah, exactly. I can pet my dog at the same time. So it's different skill you learn, and I don't think we can be great at all of them. And there's obviously specialist YouTubers who are amazing, and there's specialist live performers. But it's great to know what's out there, and it's important if you want to be a professional musician these days.
Definitely. So going to video games and music. You and Mackie go way back, right? Mackie sponsored Guitar Hero 3, where we featured our loudspeakers. What was it like to become the fabled ultimate boss of that gaming franchise?
I mean, I was voted the ultimate villain that year in video games. But this is awesome. You can't. I didn't know I was the most badass end of level boss. In video games, it's never happened before. It hasn't happened again yet, but I hope there will be another one of those. It was a great thing. I knew the game since the first one, and then when they approached us to do it, I didn't know we were going to be the last boss. So it was it was fun. It definitely made us more mainstream. Guitar Hero 3.
That's awesome. I don't know about you, but our team thinks that we need to partner up and get the hashtag Guitar Hero Reunion Tour trending. What do you think?
Why not?
Awesome. So, all right, Herman, we sponsored a giveaway with you for some new Mackie Limited products. Have you had a chance to check those out?
Yes, I have checked them out. Actually, the headphones and the speakers, yeah, they sound great, and the speakers, sound great too. I think it's a great package there for the people that want to start content creation. And there's no better time actually right now is get your account, get live streaming, and get the gear that is simple and it works straight away. It's I always say, a young person in the bedroom, all the way to professional musicians, they should be doing that right now because that is the future. And playing live is fun. Now there's no one's sweaty and you don't smell the sweat and you don't have to sit in maybe terrible dressing room or flying on a plane to play live. You can play live in front of an audience. And another great thing about it, live streaming, having the right gears, you get to play your songs at home, practicing them with an audience now, because it's pretty boring to play the same songs you played 1,000 times at home to practice, to keep in shape. Now you can do it in front of people and they say, yeah, this is awesome. Yeah.
How fun. So before we started this interview, you mentioned that you actually have toured with some Mackie DL32. I had no idea. What other gear have you used?
Yeah, I have a few of those, which is on our rack, and it's actually probably the most important gear in our equipment to play on tour. The DL32. So for those that don't know, that's a digital mixer. You connect to the tablet and you can do the sound. So every day we go on stage, we pretty much have the same mix of the, how loud the guitars are, how loud the drums are. And that is essential in the stage production we do. We don't want to go each day, check out, how loud it is, how it should be. Everything is memorized. All our equipment goes in there. And you can also record the show live every single day if we want to. So it's a great piece of gear. I really love it, the DL32, yeah.
I love that. And you could totally use that for like your next virtual sound check. So definitely a great tool to use.
Takes.
I think it's time for our ins and outtakes. Are you down for that, Herman?
Yeah. Hit me.
Alrighty. All right, here, Herman, you did mention a few of them, but who were some of your guitar heroes growing up?
Apart from the one I mentioned earlier, I have, let's say, Dream Theater. I love Dream Theater. John Petrucci. I love a lot of progressive music, but also some fusion players. Nice. So some that people wouldn't expect is Frank Gambale, Brett Gars. These are like the non-metal guys. Richie Kotzen. I love great guitar players. So it's almost like if they are great guitar players, no way I won't like them. Almost like, why would I not like someone who's great on the guitar? So pretty much I draw influences and they inspire me throughout the years. So we're lucky, actually.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you could face off against anybody or would like to shred with or against, who would that be?
I've done a lot of shredding, jam with some of my favorite players like Vice, Satriani before. I lose every time, so I need more of them. I need to go back and practice and do more of those.
Wow. So on your channel, you get to chat, hang out with fans, and even collaborate with some other great Twitchers. Who have been some of your favorite people that you've worked with so far?
I enjoy streaming of Kid Boga. So Kid
Yes.
Boga calls up all these companies or that scam people that don't know about computers and try to get money of them by saying your computer has a virus or something wrong with your computer. So me and him both just call these, together on a call and waste their time and pretending we have no idea how computers work and my computer is broken just to waste their time. So it takes one person out of the game of, trying to take people's money for no reason.
And where can people find those to check them out if they want to go see what's up with that?
You got to check out Kid Boga's channel, twitch.tv/KidBoga. And he's also a Dragonforce fan, which makes it even more awesome,
And he's funny. He puts on the wig, and I watched a few of them, and he's hilarious. So I definitely recommend that you all check that out. So you have shredded in some really unconventional places and scenarios, including being carried in a pool and then jumping back while continuing to shred on your head without missing a note. Do you have any other stories that top that?
I guess the snorkeling one was the ultimate one I did, which I played a whole guitar solo for a minute under the water with the band live. In the pool, I had a snorkel. I waterproofed my guitar and my wireless systems so they don't get stopped, by the water. And that was probably the most ambitious one I've done. So I plan to do something crazier because I do have a score to settle with YouTuber Davey504 about playing underwater. So I have a challenge. I challenge him to play under the water. He did it. Now I need to show him how to do it even better.
I love it.
So
is there video of that?
Yeah, there are videos. He responded to my challenge 6 months later. So I gotta give him one back now.
I love it. All right, Herman, who are Sinbad and Pickles? And do you have any other fun friends that appear on your stream?
I have Sinbad actually right behind me. I'll show you actually.
Oh, yay! Hi, Sinbad.
Yeah, Sinbad he's a blind rescued Pekingese. And Pickles, he is actually he's over here. Let me grab him.
Aw.
Oh, here's Pickles. He's got one eye, so can see a little bit. He's another rescue dog with no hair, so he's always dressed like some kind of I don't know, sports fan.
I think they're almost as famous as you now, or if not more now, right?
Yeah, there's more artwork drawn of them than me. I'm kind of jealous of these guys.
Yes, definitely. There is some amazing fan work that people have shared doing that. How does it feel when you get someone who's worked on this amazing piece of you? How does that feel?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I've seen some really cool stuff of from gaming pieces because I do a lot of gaming collabs with other people from bands, well-known bands. We do a game of Among Us where you gotta see. Basically, you go see your favorite band members lie to each other, in some kind of deception game. It's hilarious. And you can see them on the video as well. So they do drawings of those too, and my dogs. So it's just been the experience has been really positive for me live streaming from friends, fans to other bands. So I'm definitely going to carry on when, when touring starts again. No, I've been streaming on tour as well, but now we're going to bring out a different production as well to kind of integrate the two even better.
Awesome. So Herman, you're into Porsche racing. Can you talk more about that?
Yes, I don't like to talk about sports cars all the time because otherwise people think I'm a total snob. But I don't drive my car, just to kind of like on the street. I do take it on the racetrack and I work on it myself. I make sure they're racetrack ready before I go out for weekend of time trial racing or just practicing, getting my skills, honing my driving skills. So I do drive a Porsche 911. Yeah.
Wow. We'll have to get a picture of that to toss so people can see. So going back to creatures, say you get to create a mythical creature. What would you pick?
I guess some kind of dragon of as many hands as possible to play as many guitars you can get.
I like that. That sounds cool. The dragon is really popular, but we haven't had like a multi-armed dragon. So I like that idea. All right. Do you have a secret hidden talent that's not pertaining to music?
Not really secret anymore. I mean, no one really knew I was a total computer nerd until like I started streaming on Twitch. People want to give me tips on how to build a computer. It's like, I've been building computers, forever. So, but
Yeah.
I'm a I'm really into technology, computers. I'm a perfectionist. So my hidden talent is I can lay my cable straight with no spaghetti junction because I can't handle cables and stuff that are not perfectly straight or the perfect angle.
Please
you
don't
go.
come to my house then. So if you weren't a musician, what other career would you have liked to explore? Would it have been in technology then, I'm assuming?
Yes, I was working in computers as an IT technician, like a system administrator before the music career took off. And I think that's one of the things that really helped me as a musician in the band is I was able to make sure all the technology, the website, all those things was working, production, from audio to video. So I was happy to carry on doing it, to be honest, but there was only 1 in a million chance you can go out there and do this world tour. So I took that chance and never looked back.
I would have taken that one too. So, so last fun question: who would play you in the movie of your life?
Well, I don't know many actors that look like me right now, but you know what? Just get a real handsome one, right? What's that guy?
A real good
That guy that
guitarist.
was in Filthy Rich Asians or something. He's pretty handsome. Maybe you can use him. Put a wig on him.
There we
So
go.
people will probably think I'm that handsome in real life.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Herman. Is there any updates that you want to share with Dragonforce or with yourself? Anything coming up that you want to share with our listeners?
I'm streaming Monday to Friday, pretty much. Variety stuff from gaming, from music, to maybe even some driving on the racetrack once I figure out how to install the cameras in my car. So just follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Herman Li, and youtube.com/Dragonforce, where I have fun videos up there, as well as, I don't know, silly stuff, silly challenges of different YouTubers. And it's been a blast really making these contents. And of course, don't worry, we're still making Dragonforce music and an album. So those will come up eventually, in time.
Well, it's been such a pleasure having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Mackie. It's been a pleasure, and I've been a customer myself, so I'm glad that I can
We love
be
to
on
hear
your
that.
podcast too. Yeah.
Thank you, Herman. Again, I'm Jamie Hernandez, and this is the Ins and Outs with Mackie, a show about awesome gear and awesome people. We'll be bringing you musicians, engineers, podcasters, streamers, and sometimes the occasional Mackoid. If you're new to the show, make sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite platform to get all the latest Mackie updates as soon as they are out. Until next time, Mackoids.